Did anybody make a New Year's resolution? All right, good. I don't mind saying I did. I made a New Year's resolution. I always make a New Year's resolution of some sort. Now, what I don't generally do is say I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to do that. My resolutions are generally I want to release and let go of fear or gossip, or it's more of an attitude adjustment, which is wonderful. But this year I actually did say no more sweets. I know, right? And today is potluck day. What was I thinking? But then I have potluck day next month too, so might as well start at the beginning. And you know, it's the 6th of January. So far, so good. Now, I'm not going to check in with you every Sunday and let you know how. But I wanted to let you know that because it came to me through the process of the burning bowl that we did last week. We did a burning bowl and we did our white stone. We received our new name for the year last week. And through that process, I received the idea that, or the understanding that my desire to eat cake instead of protein might be standing in my way of my conscious contact with God. Maybe. Although if you'd asked me before last Sunday, I'd have said, no, I'm fine. As long as I limit my calories to a certain level, I can manipulate that sugar right into my, right? Anybody else work anything in their life like that at all? All right. Part of our human condition. The beauty of doing the work is that we do have an opportunity to get a new thought. And that new thought came to me as perhaps a little protein would feed your brain a little better, would be kinder to yourself, more self-loving, and would bring my conscious contact with God a little clearer and a little closer. And that's what the new year and the manifestation and rebirth of the Christ in us is for. In whatever form that comes to you in. The opportunity to know that there is something, some passion, some understanding, some love, some get up and go inside you. And this is a great time to let it shine. The Epiphany, a new year. We're going to be doing the next 5 weeks a prosperity series. It's not an unusual thing in a Unity church that the January is the prosperity month. So we're going to do a prosperity series, and this is a new one that I've never done before. Ken Daigle from San Francisco has put together a 5-week First Steps program of prosperity. And I like it. We're gonna do it together, and we're gonna see what we think of it overall. But let me tell you, the one thing that I like so much about it, what really got me, what really sold me, you know, because what can I tell you that's new about prosperity? What can I really tell you? How many of you have been through the 4 T's? Edwin Gaines, you know, yeah, we've done it. What can I tell you different? But he says this. Let's put the quote up, Alex.
Okay.
There is a quote there, isn't there? Okay.
It was a light.
Thank you. Abundance is about the free flow of ideas, whoopsie, and an effortless way of life. I do too. Now that was new to me, and when I heard that, when I read it, I felt it. You know, because I've been saying forever, and so has anyone who teaches prosperity says, it's not all about money. Prosperity is something different to each and every one of us, actually. And it can be having a wonderful, beautiful family around you that just brings joy to your heart. It can be having all the money that you could possibly spend, yay. It can be being healthy and vibrant. It can be being able to live in your passion. Living in your passion is always going to give you a sense of true abundance. Abundance is about the free flow of ideas and an effortless way of life. An effortless way of life. Do you guys feel that?
Yes.
Yes. How yummy is that? I want to experience an effortless way of life. And that free flow of ideas, that's the free flow of ideas from God, right? From divine mind. Being influenced with the free flow of ideas that push our creativity forward, that make us manifest the best Christ that we can. That free flow of energy, that when I'm not putting too much sugar in my body, I actually let through. Well, we'll see. It's only been 6 days. I felt very moved, so I know it's going to be like miraculous in my life. I know this. I know this. Because last year my word was faith. Faith. And I just know things today that I didn't know last year. Because I've been manifesting great faith in my life. And so I know that when I got that free-flowing idea that would definitely not have come from me personally, I have to tell you. It just wouldn't have. I like my Smarties. I like my wintergreen Lifesavers. I like cake. This did not come from me, but it came as clear to me as me speaking right now, and when it did, it went right into my belly. I said, but I don't give things up for Lent or for New Year's. Okay, well maybe I do. So, free flow of ideas. Prosperity is about all of those things. And it is about money, and we're going to talk about money. It's part of the gig, right? Money is energy. It is a way to experience our life. It comes and goes. You know, some of you probably don't know this about me, but I need to tell you today that I have experienced a true lack of abundance consciousness in my life. I have been homeless. I've actually lived out of the back of my car for a short period of time. And then when I was lucky enough to get another place, it was on the railroad tracks. And I mean on the railroad tracks. Like there wasn't a straight picture in my house the whole year and a half or 2 years that I lived there. On the railroad tracks. It was 450 square feet, no air conditioning, and I fell in love with it for multiple reasons. When I was willing to let go of what I thought my life was supposed to look like and say yes and move forward into whatever the next great adventure is that God had for me, that little 450 square feet turned out to be one of the biggest blessings in my life. A lot of things happened. I met great neighbors. We all had a little row of these little places on the railroad tracks, and we were all pretty much in the same position. It only cost me $165 a month, and since it wasn't air conditioned, the electricity didn't cost anything either, right? But through expressing gratitude and love for what I did have, I got some paint. I accepted furniture that was offered. I went and got rugs at the thrift store. After several months, it was such a home to me. And And then eventually I bought a $100 air conditioner for the bedroom window. Yay! Then I was happy. It was such a gift in my life. Things happen. This human experience happens to each and every one of us. And some things are more devastating to us than others. But I understand, when I talk about prosperity, I am not talking from a theory. I'm talking from experience of today standing here before you as one of the most prosperous people I have ever known. And grateful, grateful, grateful. Now, if you saw my checkbook, you'd say, what's she talking about? But my lights are on, you know. I have gas. I have everything that I need. See, I have everything that I need. And I have everything I need to come here to see you today and talk to you about prosperity. I'm in my passion today. And because of that, I'm given everything I need to be able to come here and do that. I try not to focus on what I don't have. Well, actually, I can't think of anything I don't have right off the top of my head. Now, back when I was homeless, I can tell you that I had been in recovery for about 1.5 years. I had been clean and sober for 1.5 years at the time that I became homeless, and I have to tell you, I was not happy about the fact that, hey, I have been in recovery for 1.5 years, and why am I homeless? That's not supposed to be happening to me. I've been good. Of course, I didn't know unity at the time, and I didn't know the third principle that tells us that we experience our life based on our thoughts, our ideas, our beliefs, and our actions. I was simply reaping a harvest that I myself had sown over a period of time. As the great Emmett Fox says in his book, Sermon on the Mount, the reaping of a harvest that we ourselves have sown. Prior to starting recovery, I pretty much blamed everybody for everything that happened in my life. There was a reason that all of this was happening in my life, and it really didn't have anything to do with me because I didn't have any control. I didn't understand that I am the only one with God controlling my life. I'm the one doing that. I did not understand that. But the people that I was hanging around with, they understood it, and I can only imagine some of the things that they were thinking as I was wandering around going crazy, but they loved me, and they kept me honest. They would tell me, Roxanne, you're homeless because of what you did 6 months ago. Now, what are you going to do today? Well, I guess I'm going to get a blanket and I'm going to hang out in the back of my car, because I still had a car. Yep. They helped me shift my entire thought process about my life. And I have to tell you, if I had even one single idea of my own that I thought might work and get me out of that situation, I'd have been doing it. Not what other people were telling me to do, not people who'd gone before me who had the answer, that they knew it was my connection to God that would change it, and the only thing that was going to change it. They knew this. But I wasn't going to listen to them as long as I had even one idea of my own that I thought might work. So I had to do them all and run out of ideas. I had to run out of all of the ideas that were coming from anywhere except God. Once I did, I was available to feel, to hear, to understand, and to let God do the work in my life. Prior to that, not a chance. I'm an action junkie. Every single time. I'll jump out in front of traffic if I'm not careful. So, thoughts manifest in our lives in the story. If you don't believe me, just give it a test. And if you need to walk through it with someone, come talk to me. Well, this is happening. None of this is my fault. And I'm not saying that you did anything bad. You know, we don't have to do things bad. We just have to be. We just have to think. We have to walk through life. We have to experience what we experience. And it's not always a bad thing, right? Life happens. But we participate in it. We manifest it. Our prosperity in all areas of our life is based on what we make it. And I'm really excited about these next 5 weeks. This class that we're going to do, I was thinking I had it up, I don't. The class that we're going to do called First Steps, every Wednesday at 6:30. We're going to do it. It's really a lot of fun. It has a lot of activities in it, videos and music and fun things. So I hope as many of you will join as absolutely possible. And we're going to go through the different powers in our lives. We are going to take a little bit of a different look at prosperity. The funny thing is this is his first one. Or I shouldn't say that. Actually, he has a whole other series that's 10 weeks long. And he did this one as a baby step series. I personally think it's the brilliant one. In 5 weeks, we get to experience stuff that's new to me. And that makes me very, very excited. The idea that we can think our way into prosperity is not new. It isn't new, right? We've been told that a million times. But how we go about recognizing and understanding that can be different. So I'm excited about it being 2019. And not because I want to throw away 2018. Not at all. But because each day brings a new opportunity, and as long as I stand here in front of you, it brings a new opportunity for me to grow, for me to meld in consciousness with the people around me. For some reason, that's really, really important to me.
We love you, Roxanne.
Thank
Yes.
you. Way too many people that don't have the opportunity to stand here in front of you today. I know way too many of them that aren't able to be here. And too many of them that aren't here because of alcoholism or drug addiction or food addiction or any form of addiction. So every day that I get to do it, I know. And if I ever forget those people that first started teaching me to understand that I'm responsible for my experience, they'll remind me that every day is a gift. That I can make my day anything I want it to be. And that every thought is a prayer. I love you guys too.